would I guess hop on here and talk about Dark Tide. Um, Skitarii has been out for about a day. Everybody's been playing it. I've gotten games on Skitarii. I've gotten games with mixture of people. Figured I'd come on here and give my so valued, unedited opinion of the class while I play. Um, Starting off with the blitzes, they're pretty good, I guess. I do have an issue, I guess, with base Skitarii. Base Skitarii Skull is horrible. Just at least in my humble opinion, it's garbage. It really does no damage. It takes 5 billion years to shoot. Outside of that, the class itself plays sadly a lot like veteran. I'm getting my shit beat. Okay, yeah, I'm getting my shit beat. Um, so it's unfortunately it plays a lot like veteran, but you're just slower and your gun deals more damage, slightly more damage. The Galvanic rifle, which is what I'm using, is pretty fun to use. It does a lot of damage, especially right off the bat. In Malice difficulties, you'll notice that you'll basically be one-shotting enemies. I don't know anything about Heresy. I haven't really bothered to play Heresy with this yet. It's a pretty good gun, though, from what I've used at least. Um, the other abilities, like the one I'm using right now, which is Cord Claw, is pretty fun. Cord Claw is probably, I think, the best ability you can use outside of the one that basically gives you free aimbot. That one's also pretty fun as well. Surprisingly, I mean, all the guns in Skitarii are pretty good. You have the Phosphor Blast Pistol, you have the Arc Rifle, all of which are really good. Their designated job is to spar. The Phosphor Blast Pistol, obviously, is good for melting a lot of elite enemies, and it even has its own blessing, which gives the enemies a chance to explode when you shoot them, which is a fun addition, a very fun little thing you can do. So, of course, the Blitz I'm using, which gives you the 3 Server Skulls, is about the only really worthwhile Blitz with a Server Skull to use. Oh, shit. Um, Gives a Server Skull a minor, and a minor, it gives a Server Skull a pretty good buff of damage and fire rate when you mark elite enemies, which is good. It really handles this situation where the Server Skull base you'll find is pretty useless on higher difficulty if you're grinding for those higher difficulties without any upgrades. Um, Trying to think what else. I mean, it's a pretty well-rounded class. The guns, though, have an issue. I think I've seen this on other Steam reviews that hit scan just doesn't work, and I've definitely experienced that when it first opened. The first opening minutes, where I would shoot an enemy basically in the head, and it wouldn't do any damage, and it made me angry. But I was willing to give it a pass. Day one drop, issues are gonna arise. Not everything's perfect. Um, The melee weapons are pretty fun. All of them are pretty fun. I kind of find, though, that the new enemy type that you get in missions, one of the shields, are really annoying to deal with. And I saw a lot of people also express that opinion, where, like, all the new enemies are just. They're not the only new enemy, I guess. I don't know if there's any new ones where they have it by the look, but the one with the shield that you'll encounter is just an absolute, like, bullet sponge. Um, you'll get 3 new weapons. You get the Arc Maul, the Mechanicus Power Sword, and the Transonic Blades, which is what I'm using. All of which are very good for what they're designed to do, which is Arc Maul is really good for, at least the way I used it was for hordes. Mechanicus is very good for killing a lot of bosses, or like mini bosses, like the Beast of Nurgle, Chaos Spawn, pretty good with their ult ability where you charge. And I think they did a really good way of balancing it, where you have like charges you can use them in, and each ability uses a charge and it slowly recharges over time. I think the issue where it comes with a lot of people is that it's not. Skitarii isn't a very like, not really. I want to say diverse, not really like a unique class. It's basically just veteran, but without like any speed buffs really. Like you get no speed buffs, you get very little health boosts. Like you're basically kind of stuck at this health. I don't want to say stuck. You can also get curios that give you health buffs and stamina buffs and all that, but outside of that, like your tech tree, which is not tech tree, my bad, skill tree. So he's playing Worth under skill tree is very like complex and kind of just not very limited. You just get small buffs here and there, like 10% this, 5% that, 25% this, 10% here and there. It's kind of sad. I thought, skill tree would be more revolving around like the augments of the Skitarii, which is like what they're known for. They're known for their augments. That dog down. No, for their augments and for like how they fucking function and shit with like different. You can change your limbs. That'd be pretty cool, but you can't, and it's kind of sad. I mean, you can see what I do to bosses when I actually get good hits on them with my ability. I basically just do a shit ton of damage to them, and look at that, instantly dead in 3 hits of Cord Claw. That's insane. It's kind of busted, and you can clearly tell it's definitely it's fun, but it's fun in the way that like, oh, I'm melting everybody around me, and that's really it. You just melt everybody around through the Cord Claw. Um, which I think is bad. Really, I don't think you should really have an ability that melts things that quickly. You honestly also aren't very fast or tanky. You're kind of middle of the road in terms of health. And speed is just, it's laughable how slow you are. Like, you think with augmented legs, you'd move faster or, like, do something better than, like, your fellowship. But you really aren't. You're just kind of, there. And it's sad. Come here, Skitty, I'm gonna give you health. Stop fucking running away and just stay still. Damn. There's probably health things in here. If I can find any. Hey, there's one over there. It's right there. Alright, wasted that for no reason. I could have saved that. But it's kind of sad how like actually not really useless because Skitarii isn't useless in the traditional sense. It's more of like you know been there, done that is what I always say. Is what I say at least. Arc grenades, for example, are good to a degree, but like it's just it's just a grenade. It's basically like the flame grenade that you get as zealot, but you electrocute people and it stuns them a little bit, which is again kind of sad because you honestly would expect it to be a little bit different. You might notice you won't be able to hear the game because I have it on low audio because I like for myself hear my own music, which I'm not playing because I'm playing the game. It's it's sad to a degree that I would have liked to see more from Skitarii, but that's just me. Like you would have expected to see more from Skitarii. Like that. See, I just basically took down half the boss's health with that one ability. I guess you can say, oh, that's the point of Skitarii, to do damage like that, which is fair, I guess. But it's not like it's really good at anything else. The guns are good, too good, honestly, in my opinion. Especially the arc rifle. Arc rifle just fucking like melts anything. Galvanic rifle, and this is what I really don't get. This is what kind of irks me a little bit, which I might not. People might not agree with me on this, but I don't really care because I'm gonna say anyway. Um, no real point in a marksman style weapon in Dark Tide, right? I mean, half the time you're fighting in close quarters to begin with, and you're not really fighting in the long range like I think the Galvanic was meant to be. It's a good weapon outside of its use, though. It's not. It's not very good for like close weapons. I guess it gives it that niche, so it's like, oh, you gotta place your shots on like elites and stuff, which I get. But like honestly, that's it. It's just really good for elite killing and nothing else, which I get. But for a marksman rifle, as they said inside the dev, they wouldn't call it a cyber, but it's definitely a gun that's designed for you to be able to make well placed shots. Which, if you're good, fine. Like for the average player, when you're being swarmed like this, with so many enemies around you, it's kind of hard to like focus up on that aspect of the gun. That's what I think, at least. It's not so that it's impossible. It's just that the average player wouldn't be, you know, really be focused up on that kind of precision. Now, aside from that, Skitarii is fun to use, but it's just very disappointing in my opinion. They really missed the mark, I think, with what they could have done with the class. There's a lot of cool weapons you can do with Skitarii that they just didn't really do. I mean, it's a shame, but at the same time, I guess I understand it because balancing reasons and shit. You don't want to make a too OP class, otherwise nothing will happen. It'll be too overpowered for the players to really use. It'll be fun to use, and then you have things like there we go, and there goes that character. And like this is just another thing. It's just like bosses like this are just too easy to melt with War Claw. Cause look, I just take health away from him like like easily. Like it's kind of sad. Like you don't really expect to be able to do that, but it's what it is. Core Claw melts, especially if you're good with it. I mean, I'm fucking ass. I'm ass at the game in general, and like I'm melting bosses with it. Other than that, Skitari's fun. It's a shame that it's basically just veteran, but without all the additional stuff. Like what veteran has, the custom. It has a customization. I'll give it that. Definitely look at this customization. But really, it's just recolors of robes and shit. And Mars is the only one that really gets any customization, unless you buy the premium stuff. Which, if you buy the premium stuff, then good for you. I'll show you because the premium skins look cool as shit. Like I really do like Skitarii. I think Skitarii is a really cool. Like the Mechanicus as a whole is a cool faction within the Imperium. They're robots. You can change like limbs off in lore, but we don't see that. We don't see that kind of like thing as Skitarii in the game, and that's sad. And I kind of guess I get it because it'd be kind of hard to implement that, but at the same time, like you could have done so many creative liberties with Skitarii, but you made another veteran without any speed buffs, and I really don't care about the backstory of this server. I've seen it. I've already played the whole fucking campaign. Um, like this. This is good. The ability Cold Claw Strike is good. Having this one is good too. Advanced Combat Doctrine. And this one, well, they're all good. They're all good. But that's it. They're all just good. Like there's something really like the best out of it. You know what I mean? Like well, you can even see I rushed down to get Core Claw. Core Claw was like it looked cool and it is cool, but like that's about it. It's a cool ability to use. Just gonna fucking spend all this shit because I really don't care. But you see things like the arc rifle, and the arc rifle is a fun gun to use, but that's it. It's a really good gun that does a lot of things really well. And and look at the weapons you get. This is what I'm like really sad because there's a lot of weapons you can use with Skitarii. You get 3 class specific weapons, 6 technically if you want to. Yeah, 6. So 6. So say 6 plus the new plasma gun that I haven't gotten yet, which seems pretty cool. I haven't gotten it, but you get this. And this is where it kind of really gets me. You get the Arc Maul, you get the Transonic Blades, and you get the Power Sword. That's it. And then you get Combat Blade, Devil's Claw, Solid Chains, or Shock Maul, which I don't get why you get Shock Maul if you already have the Arc Maul. What's the point of giving us another Maul weapon if you already have this one? Because if it was swapped up with something else, whatever. And then Power Falchion, sure, I guess, fine, that's good. Heavy Blast Pistol, Infantry Autogun, Brace Autogun, Vigilant Autogun, Shredder Auto Pistol, this. It's all just like, okay, let's make my Skitarii like a veteran, which is annoying because like I don't want to just be a veteran, you know. This guy looks fucking sick. And then we'll go into the Commodore's Venture. Use a catalog. This. This looks cool. This is cool. Like the way the helmets look is cool. It is a shame that you don't get to do anything else. If you want to run, I think I've seen on another review is if you want to run it on Heresy or higher, you're basically forced to use my setup, which is the 3 skulls and Cord Claw, because you need anti-tank. Other than that, it's just not really worth or anything else. Which I guess some people can disagree with me, and that's fair. Yeah, people can disagree with me. I don't care. But the sad part is that this is all you get. This is all you're gonna get as Skitarii. Do I think it's worth it? If you like this Mechanicus, yes, it's worth it. If you like the Mechanicus, $12, fine, whatever. It's just that you just get basically another veteran, but with a skull that flies around and shoots occasionally. Because again, it takes a bit to wind up the shot, and it doesn't really do that much damage. But it's whatever. Do I think they missed the mark? Definitely. I think they definitely missed the mark. I think that you could have done more with what we have. There's so much you could do with, Mechanicus and all this, and but they just didn't, and it's a shame. But whatever. Game balancing, I guess, makes sense. Yeah, I mean that's my unfiltered opinion about Skitarii. Thank you all for watching.